Hey, I've got another painting that I want to talk about. It's another Norman Rockwell. Here it is. This one is called The Waiting Room. And it's three guys sitting, waiting in I guess a clinic or an emergency room. Three guys. If you look at him, he's got some bandages on his head, so he's there to get checked out. Then next to him is a younger boy. Then over here on the right is a man, and it looks like he's concerned. So that's it. The waiting room. Now let's look at some of the details. Well, first, look at that. An ashtray with cigarettes. You don't see that indoors anymore. Yeah, way back in this time they used to smoke indoors and in waiting rooms at a doctor's office. This was 1937. Wow. Long time ago. Yeah, and then there are some magazines and newspapers there for the patients and the people waiting to read. And they're sitting on a bench that's fixed to the wall in the corner. And over here you can make out some words. I believe it spells out silence, please, for the people to respect each other and to please ask to not have disruptive conversations in a place like this. So now some details about the people. So let's start with the person who's closest to us. Here's a man. See, he's got a wedding band. So he's married. He's wearing a three-piece suit with a yellow tie. He's got he has a neat haircut. And his expression is very concerned. Yeah, because his chin in his hands, hunched over, looking forward, and he's got the wrinkle on his eyebrow. Looks concerned. Alright, now for the younger boy, if I had to guess their ages, I would say this guy, I would say mid-30s-ish. For this young boy, I would say maybe 16, 17. This older gentleman in the back, I'd say 50s. So we'll say he's 16, and boy, look at the look he's given. Very, very concerned. Scared, nervous, uncertain. Yeah. And Well, the way he's sitting, let's see, feet together, knees together, hands folded in his lap, leaning forward, just patiently waiting, trying to take up as little space as possible on a shared bench with others. Yeah. He's got jean shorts, a short sleeve shirt, socks, and I guess tennis shoes. Alright, last is the old man. Yep. That's who I would be. So, well, you notice he's got dress shoes. He also has a suit that's very dark. He's got a hat in his lap that he's holding. Of course, he's got his hat off because he's indoors. Usually take your hats off when you're indoors. And he's got the wrapping around his head. Poor guy. And he's got a, looks like a light purple tie with a maybe you call that a purple or an eggplant colored shirt. And look at that. On his left hand, you don't see a wedding band like you do see on the man in his 30s. See that difference there? So, that's what I can tell about the three of these fellas just by seeing exactly what the painting shows. Now, here's another way to look at it. Let's compare two of the three, and then the other two, and then the last two. But just comparing two. So let's begin with the youngest and then the next oldest. So the difference between these two. Okay, let's say he's what did I say? 17, and he's in a, we'll say 35. Okay, they're both in a waiting room, both very concerned and nervous. Here I see this young man with the youthful nervous, right? So this kind of look is someone that you may think is in some kind of trouble. Perhaps, perhaps knowing, I'm in trouble, and it's coming. Right? Body language, the expression. Now compare that with this man. Does he look like he's in trouble? The thing is, he might be. Because if you look at his facial expression and the way he's sitting, he may be in a different kind of trouble. As in, very serious. And I say in trouble, but what I really mean is there may be something very profound that is on his mind. So here, to be young and to kind of know, yeah, maybe you screw up, you're young, and maybe you learn a lesson and then you move on. You just go with it. That's what growing up is. And then there's this. Maybe there's something very serious that we go through at this stage in our lives. And it's more than just getting through it and going through it. It may involve making hard decisions. Yeah. Okay. Well, how about comparing this man and the older man? So, well, I've talked about him, so let me talk about him. Now, if you ask me, he looks very chill. I mean, relatively chill. Between these three, I mean, he's the most chill looking guy. But he also appears to be the most hurt. Well, visually. And yet, even though he had something happened to his head, he's not crying. He doesn't look like this guy. He doesn't even look like him either. He's just kind of sitting there. I mean, look at his hands. I mean, here's the hands of someone who's nervous. Here's the hands of someone who's nervous. Yeah, and here's him just holding his hat on his lap. It's possible he has seen a lot in his time, and this may not be his first visit to a waiting room. So he may have a lot of experience with whatever it is. And last, let me compare the young man and the old man. Look at this. Look at how close they're sitting to each other. They're sitting as if they would be like a father and son, or a relative. Like look at how close the feet are and their bodies are when they sit in this waiting room bench. I mean, this man is leaving enough space for a fourth person to sit. So, I mean, the relationship between these two, I mean, they may not be related at all, but these two, they may, because of how close they're sitting. They're sitting shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. Hard for me to tell, but yeah, hard for me to tell if they are related or not, but I know this. He doesn't have a wedding band. And they're just sitting very, very close to each other. And if I had to guess their ages, he would be the grandfather's age, and he would be the grandson's age. You know, I would say maybe 56 and maybe 17. That would be a grandparent and a grandson. So, after considering all of that, what if imagine this. What if the grandfather and the grandson were maybe in a car together or something? And maybe this man was driving another car and maybe wasn't paying attention, or maybe something on his car broke, but might have caused an accident. That may explain why the old man has wrapping on his head from an accident. So the three of them may be waiting in a waiting room because of one incident that brought them all together. A grandson, a grandfather, related, sitting together, a man who, maybe by his fault or not, may have caused the accident, also has to be at the waiting room to get himself checked out. It explains why the three of them are here. It explains why the boy is sitting closer to the older man and not him. It may also explain why he is extremely concerned, because he may know that he had in some way caused the injury to the old man. And the young boy is just worried about his grandpa. Think about that when you see this. But I don't know, because I don't think the context of this is fully spelled out. It is up to the viewer to determine all of this. And that's what I've done. And I like to do that. Three generations. One more thing. This is a great painting about different stages of life. When we're young, when there is some kind of trouble that we have to get through, we're pretty good at getting through it, because, quite frankly, we're too young to really understand full consequences. So everything's kind of a learning experience the first time we encounter these kinds of things. And we are nervous about the unknown, things that we don't know, things that we may not be aware of, things in our imagination about an uncertain future. And then we grow older. And we understand more about hardship. Maybe we're going through it right now. And then, if we're lucky enough, we get to grow old and have seen it all. We know what it's like to be him. We know what it's like to be him. Yeah, we know all of it. And the thing that he's worried about, we know. Yeah, we could tell. And what he's worried about, yeah, I could tell you about those days too. Yeah, I'm the one with the the head wound, but you know, it's just my body. What really counts is right there. Norman Rockwell is one of my favorites. Love you.